What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Body Cisco. It's another installment of your favorite weekly show, Can We Talk? With your boy, Big Body Cisco. And, man, you guys already seen last week's episode with our brother Fiji. It was a tough one for me, but, you know, they came out with Fiji's funeral information. It's all going down in Fiji, in Suva, at Vodafone Arena, I think August 12th. It's a Tuesday, friends and family. I think the arena opens at 7:30. They sent out an official statement. But you guys seen, I just put up a clip from last week's Can We Talk? And, you know, everyone's grieving in different ways. And we had my brother Jay Boog, we had Maoli, we had, you know, me and Fia and Westafa. We all took the stage, and that being the first time, it was pretty rough. And then now that we're listening to details of his funeral information, you know, it's going to be, you know, the procession is going to be crazy. This is in his hometown of Suva, Fiji. A lot of us are going to be in town to do the Maoli show at T-Mobile Arena, which we'll talk more about. But man, music is definitely going to be, you know, music is the healer. So music is the healer, soothing to my soul was a quote from Fiji. And he's going to be remembered forever. And the more I think about it, is like, the more I think of him being pain-free, the more I'm thinking of him walking around, singing in his cross colors jacket, singing some Lucky Dubé, but Fiji forever. And that's starting to be a coined term, Fiji forever. So Fiji, we're going to miss you. And, you know, you'll always be the king, or if not island reggae as a whole. So rest in peace to Fiji, Fiji forever. Talking about other things, we're talking about Chief of War, brand new Jason Momoa, you know, about the King Kamehameha, the whole, I was actually watched the first 2 episodes. Dope show on Apple TV. Make sure you guys go check that out. Remember Jake, so you have Jake the Muss and Uncle Bully from Once Were Warriors in this movie, but they're playing, come on. I can't look at Uncle Bully the same, because he was also on Training Day and he played like a Mexican gangster. I was like, hold on, ain't you? But Chief of War, Jason Momoa, hats off to you. I know it's getting a lot of backlash and back and forth on social media, but take it for what it is, you guys. Chief of War, this is a time for the Hawaiians, for, you know, everyone that has a part in this. And I understand it. You know, I'm not going to get into the politics of the whole thing that you guys are talking about on social media, but I will say, you know, kudos to Jason Momoa getting Apple TV, because I'm looking at this show. It took a lot of money. Let me see I don't even know if I got the budget on this, but it took a lot of money to make this happen. In the millions. That's why, you know, it's not like a low budget show, because like some of the special effects and some of the stuff they were doing, a lot of booty shots in there. We were watching Jason Momoa's booty, a bunch of booty shots in there. I understand that was what, but the ladies are going crazy for it. The ladies are like, oh, rewind that part. You seen the shit. You want to see his ass again? I don't want to see it again. But it seems like Chief of War is going to be a good show. 2 episodes in. I don't know how they're going to do it. Like every 2 weeks they do a new episode. I'm not how they do it, but Jason Momoa, man, do your thing. Thank you for bringing, you know, the Hawaiians now to the spotlight. And I just need everybody to understand, it's people like Jason and, you know, companies like Apple TV that's going to spend all this money to shed a little light on your culture. You know, whether it's not fact checked and not to what your liking is. I know we got to get some certain things we got to get right. But remember, it's Hollywood, people. There's going to be a little bit of embellishment, a little bit more, you know, lotion on the booty when you show the booties and all that too. But neither here nor there. Go support that Chief of War on Apple TV. So I'm like, man, I ain't even got Apple TV. I know. With your cheap ass, go pay whatever it is to get that Apple TV, or don't go bootleg it and watch it through there. Big Body Sports. Football season's coming up. You know, we got preseason coming up. We got the Niners and the Raiders playing in at Legend Stadium next week as well. But I wanted to veer towards the WNBA, because you guys seen the story, Alyssa Peely. She played at Utah. You know, my guy, I had a shirt on. I went to the Aces game when they played Minnesota, got a picture with her. Dope basketball player. The Lynx did her wrong. They were on a road trip game, left her at the La Quinta or whatever hotel they was. I don't know if it was a La Quinta, but left her there, and they took the bus back without Alyssa. But Alyssa's now, she signed a 7-day contract with the LA Sparks. I'm hoping that help works out for her. She was born in Anchorage, Alaska. She's a Samoan, and I'm not going to mess up the others. So she's I'm not going to mess it up. Native descent. Peely was 8th overall pick on the 2024 WNBA draft by the Minnesota Lynx, but they did it dirty. She did dirty. You did, my girl Alyssa. But she played basketball, Utah Utes, USC, and hopefully she's going to get a shot with the LA Sparks. And I'm telling you guys, man, sports is a poonstas. I know that's not a word, but it's a poonstas. Raiders, Niners, all the shit talking I'm going to do. Look, I love my brother Fiji, but I'm still, if they lose, I'm still using that picture of him with the pet You know, come on. Moving on, the Shaq LV update. Yes, you guys seen on my social media, the barbershop / podcast content studio is, I'm not going to say all the way done. It's done to the point where we're there. We're there. All the construction is done as well. Me, Austin, George, a lot of us are getting together to fill in the podcast part of it. But official grand opening date. And I need everybody there. If you ever say that you messed with me or yeah, that's my boy, need your ass here in Las Vegas, August 21st. It's a Sunday. So after church, get on a flight or whatever you guys got to do. Get to the address will be right here. The Shaq LV is going to be out there. Grand opening. Got a lot of special surprises, a lot of special guests. We're going to do giveaways and everything. It's going to be good for the kids, all ages event. But Shaq LV grand opening, August 24th. Make sure you mark that on your calendars because coming up this week, you know, it's the big deal. It's the last Sip of Summer Tour finale for my brother Glenn from Maoli. They just been hitting the road. But actually this weekend, they're at T-Mobile Arena. Huge, huge show. We just got the call last week from Glenn was like, hey, I need Western Conference in the building. So yes, Western Conference will be doing our thing at the T-Mobile Arena. I mean, we do a lot of places, but this is T-Mobile Arena where they do the UFC fights and all that too. And I heard he had special guests. I'm not supposed to tell y'all who the special guest is because it's Friday. Right now, you guys are watching this live on Friday and the show's tomorrow on Saturday. But I don't give a damn. So what I'm going to tell y'all is the special guest is going to be there. Maybe if I whisper it in the mic, but you still hear it loud. Look, I'm not going to do that to you guys. But there's going to be special guests like Common Kings. What? There's going to be special guests. We won't release all of them. Josh Toffee. What happened? So I heard that, look, I'm not going to give away who's going to be there with Kaipo Kapua and Fio. So look, we going to be in there. T-Mobile Arena. If you guys ain't there, man, you guys have to understand how big this is for our industry. To have Maoli from Hawaii come do this T-Mobile Arena. Yes, that T-Mobile Arena. Not the little, I'm talking about the arena. It's T-Mobile Arena. So come see Josh Toffee, Common Kings, Western Conference for all of us over there at the show, at the grand finale, at the last Sip of Summer Tour. Go get your tickets, not now, but right now. And we also got a after party that we're actually going to be hosting at Jason Aldean's after the show. So come over there. Yeah, that Jason Aldean. He got a little spot over there at the Cosmo. So make sure you guys come check out with that. Into our toxic topic, ladies and gentlemen. Look, toxic topic. Expectations when dating Polynesians. Look, this is going to ruffle a little feathers. I see everybody on TikTok, Poly TikTok, whatever you guys going. Look, if you're dating a Polynesian, I'm going to gear this more towards the women who have boyfriends or husbands that mix kava, that goes to the kalapus, you know, how they fellowship. So, you know, fellas, you know what I'm doing. You guys go to the kalapu. It's a bunch of you dudes fellowshipping. But we have your women and your wife on TikTok talking about, yeah, my man's mixing again. Look, fellas, be very, very wary. And be very careful because when y'all are at that kava mix, we ain't no telling what these girls are doing without y'all. Look, I'm not trying to insinuate none of you guys are cheating at all. But I'm saying just like guys who play video games. If you're playing video games and not paying attention to the girl, not paying attention to your wife, they're going to play video games in the home. No, I'm trying to be here for you. So if you're in the kava mix, hey guys, you know, let's mix for a couple hours, but then I got to go back to my girl. I go back to my wife. Some of y'all are coming back at noon. I'm talking about noon the next day. Some of y'all coming back like 10, 11 in the morning like, hey, babe. No, don't hey, babe me. But look, being in a Polynesian relationship, there's a lot of things like family time, communication, pace of relationship, PDA. Because, you know, some people was raised on PDA for the people who don't know it's public display of affection, you know, kissing and holding hands and all that. And some of y'all are just dry. Some of y'all just don't hold my hand, don't touch me. We wouldn't even know y'all was a couple. So a lot of those different elements in dating a Polynesian are all coming back into what we're doing as a whole. Whether you're dating a Polynesian man or whether you're dating a Polynesian woman, there's levels to it. Fellas, and if you're not Polynesian and you're dating a Polynesian, you better get ready. You better buckle your seatbelt because it's going to be in for a ride. There's a lot of family time that you guys that maybe not be Polynesian will not understand, but you will at some point in time and understand that. Look, I'll say this for the fellas. We need a lot of catering to it, especially as Polynesian men. We do a lot of cooking because I think the myth is that, you know, in Polynesian households, the men do all the cooking and so like, look, we in America, people. If you don't get your ass in the kitchen and put an apron on with the booty hanging out, but let's just go with that. So if you're in a Polynesian relationship, good luck to you. If you're in a Polynesian relationship where they're at the kava mix and they're playing video games, good luck to you. Pay attention. They need that. Moving on. Speaking of, Sponsor Spotlight, Bula Pies. You guys know me. That's the New Zealand meat pie, but it's Bula Pie from Fiji. Shout out Stino, shout out the whole family over there. We'll put the logo right here. Sponsor Spotlight, they've been one of my sponsors since I've been doing Western Conference podcasts, but Bula Pies, one of the best meat pies around in the States. Because if you go to New Zealand, you can get one at a gas station. But these things, if you ain't had one, they deliver too. My favorite is the mince and cheese. They have a brisket one, but we just found out about the Choco Nana. It's a dessert pie with chocolate and banana. Man, come on. Bula.pies.fiji on Instagram. If you ain't following them, but you follow that one girl you've been liking the picture, that's neither here nor there, people. That's one of our sponsors, man. We're doing our thing. Hopefully you guys enjoy your weekend. Hopefully we see everybody at the show. You go buy a ticket. If not, we're also doing giveaways for merch too. Go to the BigBodyCisco.com website where we have the new merch up over there as well. And what else do we have over here? Oh, they had one talking about, look, I had another one where it's fact or fiction, right? When fighting polys, I seen this on thing. When fighting polys, are their feet their Achilles heel in defeating them? Look, we know we got gout. They had a video on TikTok that said, all you got to do is stomp on their feet. And he's right. Because I don't care how big you are. You stomp on a gout foot, oh, they falling down easy. So we're not trying to give you guys the tricks of the trade of what to do when you're fighting a Polynesian man or woman. And it's big too. But the feet is our weak point. So look at the videos, because the misconception that Samoans have weak feet due to gout and size, holding up their body, step on their feet. So look, like, comment, and do all that in the below, because I know a lot of y'all got in fights and you was winning until they stepped on that bunion or that gout toe and then you lost. And we need to say you lost because we won't never, say that we'd have defeat. But last but not least, go check out, shameless plug, the Big Body Cisco cover story on PMN Network. Shout out Polynesian Music Network as well. They did a full spread that I knew nothing about, but it was a dope article. So if you want to know more about me and my journey, shout out PMN. I was right there on the cover. I was looking kind of smooth. I was looking kind of smooth on the cover. But it's an online magazine, which you guys can get right now at Polynesian Music Network on Instagram as well. Go check it out on my page as well. Have a good weekend. Live life to the fullest. Love one another like you can't love them, like they're going to be gone tomorrow, because you never know when it's their time. It's your boy, Big Body Cisco, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.